Hello again, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Kira. I think I said that backwards. Oh well. So today I am going to be sharing with you guys my top 8 best books from 2019. I am behind the trend. I know everybody else let out theirs all when it was still 2019. It's 2020 now, but I am doing the videos now. It's happening now. So, I only read 26 books in the year of 2019. There were a couple months where I just didn't read any books, which that's why I only read 26. So, I didn't do top 10 because I didn't really like enough books to put them all in a top 10. So I have top 8. Only one of these books is 5 stars, so obviously that one is number 1. But the rest of them are going to be 4-star books. So starting off, we have number 8. Is that 8? Number 8. Which is Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell. That was a reread for me, so I mean technically I don't really know if it could be on this list. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars just because it's a really nostalgic book for me, because when I very first read it, I was a fangirl of One Direction, and I wrote fan fiction, and I was obsessed with One Direction, and her being obsessed with these books and writing fan fiction. It just made sense for me. If you haven't read Fangirl, it follows a girl named Kat. My god, I don't know what my cats are doing out there. It follows a girl named Kat going off to college with her twin sister Ren for the first time, and there's this popular book series that is Simon Snow. It's pretty much like Harry Potter, where he's like a wizard, and she is writing fan fiction for it, and she's trying to finish her fan fiction of Simon and this other main character Blake's gay romance before the last book comes out, and her navigating through college with like anxiety and everything. I just really like the book because I have anxiety, and it really hit home the first time I read it. I definitely don't think if I would have read it now I would like it as much as I did when I read it back then, but yeah, that's the only reason why this book is on this list, which is it's Fangirl. So moving on to the next book on my list, number 7, is 5 Feet Apart by Rachel. I'm not even going to attempt to say her last name, but I'm going to be putting covers up of the books that I don't own here. I own Fangirl, I just lent it to somebody and I haven't got it back yet. So, 5 Feet Apart, I gave that a 4 out of 5 stars. I read this book just because the movie was coming out, and I just thought the book was really cute. I think, honestly, I probably would lower my rating if I would have read it later in the year when I was being more critical of books than when I started at the beginning of the year. It was like the first book I read at the beginning of the year, along with the To All the Boys I Loved Before books, and it didn't suck like the other ones, so that's why I got such a high rating. This book follows a girl named Stella, I think her name's Stella, and she has cystic fibrosis, which is like a lung disease where her lungs make mucus and stuff and like drown themselves, and it's hard for her to breathe, and she meets another boy while she's in the hospital doing her treatment that has the same disease as her, but part of the thing with the disease is they have to stay 6 feet apart from each other to not give each other their bacterias, but they decide to do 5 feet apart, hence the title of the book. It's just kind of like a cute romance. If you like The Fault in Our Stars, you probably would like this book because it's pretty much The Fault in Our Stars, but instead of them having cancer, they have cystic fibrosis. And yeah, I just thought it was cute. So that is number 7. Number 6 on my best books of the year is Better Off Friends by Elizabeth Elberg. This was also a reread. This book is about about two friends, what's her name? McCallan and Levi, where it's pretty much them just starting from the day they met in like 6th grade all the way up to when they got together, and it's like it switches back and forth between McCallan's point of view and Levi's point of view. And then in between each chapter, they have like little commentaries where they like talk back and forth to each other, talking about like the story that the one just told. And it's pretty much just about how they went off. People always thought they were dating because they were so close together all the time, but they weren't, and then they find out that they do want to date, and it's just a cute romance is pretty much all it is. I read the book back in high school, and it was a reread because I really wanted to read it, and I gave it 4 out of 5 stars, which I don't think I rated it in high school because I didn't really rate books, but I probably would have given it a 5 out of 5 stars in high school, so yeah. That is Better Off Friends. Then, number 5 on this list is Getting Over Garrett Delaney by Abby McDonald. This is also a reread. There's a lot of rereads on this list. I never realized that. I give this 4 out of 5 stars as well. This book is well read if you look at the spine. I read this multiple times in high school as well. I just think it's a cute story. It pretty much follows this girl named Sadie who is in love with her best friend Garrett Delaney. And she spends all this time pining after him, and he's constantly with other girls and has other girlfriends, and then they break up, and then she hopes that then they will get together, but they never do. And then he goes away to this like prestigious writing camp over the summer, and she doesn't get into the writing camp. So while he's away, she gets a job at a cafe as a barista, and meets all these new people and makes all these new friends, and then kind of just discovers that he's like kind of a shitty person and just uses her. And then he comes back and is like, I should have seen it before, we're supposed to be together, and then she's like, but no, and then she ends up, at the very end, I think she ends up kissing, it's the cook in the kitchen, but yeah, it's pretty much like a full circle story of her just realizing that this guy that she's been pining over is a dickhead, and that she should really be with the cute boy that makes awesome cinnamon rolls in the morning. So, this is just another cute romance. It's a really fast read. It's maybe 200 pages. Oh, just kidding, it's 300 pages. Either way, it's a really fast read. It's a really cute book. I recommend it. I love it, because obviously I've read it a million times. Anyways, number 4 on this list is Seeker by Kim Chance, which is the second book in the Keeper duology, which kind of then goes into number 3 on this list is Keeper by Kim Chance. So this is a duology about a girl named Lainey Taylor, where she finds out that she is a keeper of this like magical book that runs in her family, and she has these powers, and she's supposed to protect the book, but there's a problem because the master, which is the bad guy, stole the book long ago, and that's why her mom died, and that's why all these people in her family have died because of it. And so she kind of goes on this like side-by-side journey with this 200-year-old witch named Josephine, where Josephine kind of like guides her through everything she's supposed to do in the first book, because everything that Josephine did wrong, Lainey has to do right to pretty much like get to a better place. And then Seeker is just the big fight. So like this is like leading up to everything and her finding out that she is the keeper, and she has her funny sidekick friend Maggie that loves comic books going next to her, and like she's learning about all this stuff, and there's this guy Ty she runs into, and she like loves him. And then the book ends, spoiler, the book ends with her just like burning the master's house down because she has like a meltdown because she doesn't know how to control her powers. So then in Seeker, it's a lot of her learning to control her powers, and then like leading up to the big fight, and then learning some other things about people that she has met along the way that she thought they were one thing, but they're really something else, and she was betrayed because of it. So yeah, that's book 4 on this list in book 3 is Keeper and Seeker by Kim Chance. I just liked these books. I made it a goal of mine this year, and last year, and I plan on doing it again this year, to try to support as many author tubers that I can in reading their books, whether they're traditionally published or they are self-published. And so I read quite a few books by author tubers. I read Christina Ricciot's books. I read Bethany Asada's books. I read Kristen Martin's books. I read, I don't know if you can see it, Romanov by Nadine Brandis. I read a lot of books by author tubers this year, and so these two were on it, and I was pleasantly surprised by them. I also annotated this one. I have a comprehensive review on this Keeper and Seeker. It's an hour long. If you want to watch that, I can link it up in the cards. So yeah, book 3 and 4. Moving on to the second book and my top best books of the year is The Stolen Kingdom by Bethany Asada. I had the wonderful pleasure of receiving an advanced reader's copy of this book. It was just an ebook, but I will put the picture of the cover up here because look at it, it's just beautiful. I haven't read The Ginny Key. I didn't receive an advanced reader's copy of that one. I didn't really sign up if there was a sign up. I was really MIA when the Ginny Key was released and everything, but I did get to read the first book. I loved this first book. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. Honestly, I kind of want to change my rating to 5 out of 5 stars. My only gripe was that they didn't kiss at the end, and that there were some action scenes that were a little confusing, but overall, that book was awesome. The Stolen Kingdom is an Aladdin retelling following a girl named not Ari. No, her name is Ari. I called her Aria during the entire review that I did. If you want to watch my review on The Stolen Kingdom, I will link that in the cards too. It's like 40 minutes long, and I call the main character Aria the entire time, and her name is Ari, and I wanted to punch myself in the face when I was doing the edit, but I didn't want to re-record the video, because it had to be out by a certain time for reviews before the book was let out to help make people want to buy it. So, there's that. It follows a girl named Ari, who is, her dad, I don't even know how, my brain just blanked. She's a princess, and there's jinnies, and you can have the power of the jinn, but if you're a girl and you have the power of the jinn, you're considered like a witch, and they'll like burn you at the stake, kill ya, like Salem witch trials. But if you're a man and you have the jinn, you're like this like holy sacred person, because men always get the upper hand and shit, never women. And there's this king that has the power to control people's minds. And so he comes and he convinces Ari's dad that it's best for Ari to marry him. And he kind of gets an inkling that she has the power because she's the only person that can really like resist his stuff, I don't know why I'm doing this. She's the only one that can really resist, like, his powers and trying to, like, control her mind and everything. And so she decides that what's best is, instead of marrying him, is to run away. And so she fucking runs. And she leaves, and she runs into this guy named, I think his name's Caden, and he's Aladdin, and joins his, like, ragtag group of, like, 6 people where they, like, steal stuff, and tells them that she steals stuff, but really she's like a princess, and yeah, I don't really know if I gave anything away. If I did, I'm sorry. You should read the book. It's really good. You should check out Bethany Asada's channel. She's a really cute dog. The Stolen Kingdom by The Stolen Kingdom by Bethany Asada. Book number 2 on this list. This is the cover. I'm going to put it here or there while I was talking. It's beautiful. All of the covers for the series so far are beautiful, and yeah. Moving on to number 1 on this list, which is the only book that I rated 5 out of 5 stars last year, and is The Unhoneymooners by Christina Lauren. I love this book. I Love this book. My Goodreads review literally makes no fucking sense. It is just me gushing about how much I love this book. My wrap-up of the month that I read this, I don't remember which one it is. If I figure it out, I'll link that in the cards too, where I talk about this. I just blubber on because I love this book. If you haven't read this book, you need to read this book. Anyways, this book is Unhoneymooners by Christina Lauren. Christina Lauren is not one person, it is two people. They are a writing duo. This is the only book of theirs that I have read, but I recently acquired this book from my friend, so I will be reading this. It's autobiography, so that's a thing. This book follows a girl named Olive. She is a twin, and her twin, what the fuck's her twin's name? Amy. Her twin's name is Amy. So this follows Olive, and it starts at her sister Amy's wedding. Her sister has really good luck. She's really good at winning things. She wins like those like, if you're the 8th caller, like for radio stations and stuff. And so everything for her wedding, she won. Like she won the venue. She won the buffet. She won her dress. She won her honeymoon. Like all this stuff. Everything she won. But at her wedding, the whole wedding party gets sick with food poisoning. Not food poisoning. It's some bacteria from the seafood buffet. Except for Olive and the best man, Ethan, who is Amy's husband's brother. Olive is allergic to seafood, and Ethan has a thing against eating at buffets because they're disgusting. Hence, which is a good point, because everybody got sick, so he was right. Anyways, so everybody gets sick at this wedding, and is throwing up and terribly ill, and so Olive's sister is like, the honeymoon, they won't move it. It's set in stone. It's non-refundable. They won't let me move it. You're my twin sister. Take my ID. Go on my honeymoon and enjoy it. At the same time, her husband is telling her brother Ethan, I can't go on my honeymoon because I'm sick. So you need to go on my honeymoon and pretend to be me and enjoy my honeymoon. But the twist is, these guys fucking hate each other. So they go on the honeymoon together, and they have to pretend like they're married, but they hate each other. Ha 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 ha. Enemies to lovers trope, anybody? Anyways, what happened to my face? Anyways, they go on the honeymoon, and they loathe each other, but they do all these couple activities together, and everybody is calling her Amy, and everybody thinks that Ethan is his brother. I can't remember what his brother's name is. He's a dickbag anyways. And they end up finding out that they actually really like each other, and that Ethan's brother the entire time had been trying to keep him away from Olive because Ethan was cheating on Olive's sister. Yes. Anyways, it's a great book. Excuse my ranting about this. This is a great book. You should read it. So yeah, that's this video. Thanks for watching. I own Fangirl, but I don't have it right now. So these are the books that I have in my physical possession, and then the rest I will link on the screen. Anyways, thank you so much for watching this video. I will be having my top 10, oh my god, I really can't talk. My top 8 worst books of 2019 video coming out too, because I hated a lot more books last year than I loved. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. If you like videos like these, I plan on posting more this year than I did last year. So subscribe to my channel and hit the notification button so you can get notified every time I post a new video. I post it every Wednesday and or Sunday. And yeah, bye!